All right, let's get started. I did it on the right one today. All right, I hope everyone's going well today. Welcome. Let's get started right away. So we left off at no validation checks on your change tasks. So what we did was we're keying that information into here. We had a check validation here, and we had another one in here. We had to do it in both places. Because this one ended up closing the modal when, in fact, we didn't want it closed. We wanted to, double check it here. So we do actually have issues, which is great news. We now got to key in that sort of reference up here, up in the template, being like, hey, you got issues, fix them. So we are going to sort of reference elsewhere where we've done it. So let's do that. So straight off the bat, let's actually open up New Beach. This is for an RFC. And if we go down, new change item. So we've got the change task, we need a title. Now, I don't think we can actually delete that, but we can. All right, cool. So it looks like we can delete that and we can put in the required there. Or we can actually just leave that in there. That will be perfectly fine. And we can also put in a requirement on top of that too, which won't be hard to do. All right. So first things first. The change title modal. So we've got label here. And what we want to do is we want to actually split that label up like so. We then want a span equal class equals error. Now, we want to actually split this onto 2 lines. It'll make sense in a minute. Please apply a title. So easy done. We also want an if statement. So simple vif, where the v dollars dot, now this would be the change title modal dot length is greater than 0, I think. Anyway, we'll keep that there. As for the dates, we kind of want to do the same thing. I don't know why that's split like that. That's should be split like that. However, we want also a similar thing. I'm going to copy what's up here, and we're just going to paste it in like so. Please start date. Same with this. This is end date, and then what we want to do is we want to actually change this to this. So we just key that in, bang, like that, like so. Pretty easy. And then down here, we'll do the same thing down here. So we'll need to split this up. Oops. Like so. I am just gonna copy this one. Should be fine. Gonna do the same here. All right. Wrong one. Okay, not an end date. please supply a assigned user. Please supply a QA user. That should actually be that one. I've screwed up. Assigned user and QA user. All right, cool. Everything. Yeah, I've just got that differently. Those buttons are fine. We also, having a look at the data, we've got, let's scroll up because we got those errors popping up. Anyway, for the start date and end date. That's sort of, all right, yeah, we'll keep that in there. Right, so we'll wait a couple of seconds and then we'll hit reload. And they automatically pop up, which this does annoy me. Straight away, I want to get rid of that and just have please supply. Oh, wrong way, way too far. Alright, waiting a few seconds. I'm going to hit reload. Yeah, what's going wrong? Alright, that was working. I don't know what the hell happened then. Alright, so we've got the... Oh, I don't like it when this just suddenly appears. What am I doing wrong? Okay, I'm gonna hit refresh. We don't have any validating. I don't know why it's all of a sudden going bang, 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 and all that kind of stuff. That is actually a legit start date. All right. Okay, this is weird. So set up, return that. All right, that's fine. I don't know why it's gone into validation mode straight away. So what I'm going to do, temp code, and temp code. And I'm just going to hit refresh. So we got, oh, it's a promise. All right. Actually, we don't need that validation yet. Okay, so is dirty false? Error false. Invalid true. All right. Errors, we've got errors of length none. All right, so if I go bang, we want to actually see what happens to the validation. So console, actually we want to wait it first, and then console log validation. This dollars, V dollars. And then we just wait. And I feel all right. So I'm going to open it up. As you see, any dirty is false. If I go bang or bang, this dirty is true. Dollars dirty is true. And then any errors and stuff like that. I might need to actually do this differently. Might need to add in the any dirty. All right. All right, is that, and is any dirty, right? Dollars any dirty. Okay, wait a couple of seconds. We might need to actually read the documents on this properly. Perfect, and then it's not updating that. Those shouldn't be dirty anyway. All right, let's just read the documents. Now I've got to remember what library I'm using exactly. Oh, sorry. So we've got the installation done. We've got the getting started. So when you use Vue, you'll need to install. All right, that's fine. All right, so use Vue, validate the validators. We're done. We're set up. Yep, that is correct. So we've got the data. Yep, that is correct. Validations. So we go in here. We do actually have our validations, like so. And set up like that. Yep. Yep. Then we declare, alright, let's explain what's happening here. We declare our local state data, then we declare our validation rules with validations. Lastly, we activate the view validate inside the setup by calling use view validate. Internally, it will take the validations returned object and treat it as the validations rules. It'll also, yep. And that's how the objects return data and validations have a matching structure. Yep. We won't need to do any of that. Hey, Lily. Yep. Sorry, I've just... Alright, note the validation set up. Alright, I've absolutely missed that. Now the validations are set up, we can check inside our template for errors by looking for example at the first name property inside of the validate object. It will hold all the information and state of our first name states validation. If any error is present, the errors array populated inside the $v first name will contain an object that describes each error for loop. I've probably been writing this out wrong. Each object inside $errors will array contain a few properties that allow us to dynamically build our error message. We would be needing that. For example, first name property being in the error state during to it being required would be dollars property first name validator required message validation is required. All right, cool. So in here we've got div class error. Now that we understand the basic content of the error objects, we can build our error message in the template. This approach will dynamically cover any number of validators that were applied to our input. So don't know what that does exactly, but if we go down here, div class input errors, error message, error dot message. All right. I think I've just got this set up wrong. So what they've got is, I'm gonna copy this. All right, we're gonna wait a couple of seconds. We're gonna hit reload. We're gonna see an error. Can't access properly, $errors. Oh, all right. Because that is meant to be that. Waiting a few seconds, hitting reload. Hitting this, no errors. There, that's it. I've just screwed up the thing. Not a problem. We can change that for everything. Now, is it $errors? Yes, it is $errors. And that's it. Or $error, I should say, not errors, error. Okay, waiting a few seconds, hitting reload. And this is why we read the documentation. Waiting a few more seconds. be like that. I have saved, right? Supply A. Alright, I'm just going to key in a random letter in there. We will remove it. I'm going to hit reload. Please supply A. Now I'm just double checking that okay. Not. Wait, alright, wait. Oh, I got rid of the not. Alright. Oh, piss off. Thank you. Waiting a few seconds, hitting reload. And there we go. And then if I apply, alright, those make sense. I don't know why these aren't appearing. So I'm gonna jump into this. I'm going to have a look at the RFC modules, and what we want is the change task, the new change task. So we've got a couple of date pickers, we've got a couple of selects. If we click on this, we'll notice that the implementation user and the QA user model and the signs user model are both empty, but that thing isn't appearing. I'm just double checking everything in here now. Oops, meant to actually scroll down. So we've got the QA user model. Going back up here, the QA user model. Okay, I am going to put on a console log, sorry, validation, and then it's just going to be this $v. All right, we're waiting a couple of seconds. We're just going to hit reload. Going to go new change item. We're going to apply and close. Apply and create, sorry. So in this sort of case, we've got assigned user model, change task, QA user model. That's a proxy. That's perfectly fine. So target. Actually, no, we don't. We wanted to see $error in here. So we open that up. $error. Dirty false, value true. Okay. I think the blank field is, so if I, let's double check this. So we've got the new change tasks and so forth like that. So we've got the one assigned there. We've got the title. Change task title is, so why doesn't it think that the QA user model is working? So QA user error length greater than 0. But what if I also doesn't do it to the start date, end date either? How much is my code using VueValidate? However you spell it. Quite a fair amount. That's a lot of code. Validation. I should put Vue 3 validation. Min length, max length required. Numeric would be best for these ones. Wait. Oh, not that one. Okay, now we wait a couple of seconds. We hit reload. Still not coming up with anything dirty. Nothing at all. All right. Where's data? Sorry, I'm just having to dry my runners. It's not wanting to do it. Console log. All right, we're going to QA model. We've got the target. We've got the error. So what I want to do is I want to store this as a global variable. So temp 0. We want QA user model. Dollars error. Dot length. Undefined error. All right, we got errors true. Okay, let's go back to reading this. I don't know why they've got it set up like this. Error. Oh, the errors, not error. Right up. Plural. Strike me again. All right, let's just do a error. So that's errors. That's meant to be. What the? God, I'm finding all the bugs today. Okay, waiting a couple of seconds. So yeah, it was meant to be plural before, not singular, and I missed that completely. So we just, those two are fine, but if we remove those, then yeah, it will appear. And then when we select stuff like this, all right, this is what we want. Cool. So going down here, Sorry, I'm just losing where I am tonight. I want to now get rid of this. Now, it should also do it when it's doing it this way too. So let's hit refresh. You change task, apply and close. All right, sweet, yep. All right, this is ready for retesting. And what I want to do is I'm just going to install the prod stuff. It'll be 10 times easier. Once it's doing that, I'm going to quickly solve this cube. And it is done. All right, git status. Sorry, I do apologize for those reading this. It is just a bunch of near beach sort of stuff. Git add, git commit, and then we're pasting in that, All right, we're going to put bug fix at the start of this. I should have done that first. Bug fix. And then we are getting rid of any quotations and just putting a single. And we're pushing our code. Now, I know I'm going to get an error of being like, oh, your unit tests haven't run correctly. That's just because I need to actually update the fixtures and so forth like that, because currently they're not up to date. So we should also do that sometime today. It won't take too long to actually implement it. Yeah. All right. So I am just solving a Rubik's Cube at the moment. All right. Cool. So what we want to do is we want to go over here. We want to close this. We want to close this. So we've just done this. We do need to actually check that validation is working everywhere throughout Near Beach. We do need to think up of a standard for the errors and how to display them. Another thing which we could potentially do is we can look at using a mixin or something, or another component like that, to make this a lot easier for us to actually implement, which would be nice to do. Sorry, I am just finishing solving this. All right, so we can close this. I'm just going to close all this. We've got my current issues, which are down to 32, which means 37. Jesus, holy crud. If I solve, let's say, another 20 of these, there's going to be 57, nearly 60 bugs released, bug fixes for 0.30. Okay, creating a new project with a long title gives 400 error. Ooh, that one just popped out for me, but we'll have a look at the major ones. At the moment, those two I am ignoring. Overlay models are that one, so I've got to think about that one more. The only reason why it's at a major sort of thing at the moment is because it is really confusing UI, and I do want to actually focus on fixing it and getting a solution in place. So yes, as for the welcome text notification text log on screen, that's actually more of a feature request than anything like that. I do need to actually, this is really not normal. This is minor. It is something I do want to get released for 0.30, and the reason being is that way I can store the demo information, login details at the start. So yeah. All right. Okay, sorry, I'm just solving the cube. I'm also thinking of solving some other potential problems. All right. So major, minor. Let's just. All right, major. Overlay. Yeah, I can't. Not at the moment. Object link does not pull description into Kanban board. I've got to think about that one too. The user has a connected object to the Kanban board. Their card description is blank. Should be pulling data from the object link. Yes, it should be. And should be notifying user that it is a linked object and not necessarily a card itself, which we want to actually do visually. So that way the user can be like, oh, okay, this is connected to this particular task and so forth like that on this Kanban board. We also want the ability for when you're on that particular project to actually be able to see which Kanban boards it's currently on and what are the current statuses for that. Just something simple and easy. At the moment, I don't know how to do that elegantly. I don't want to rush into it. Change task, user list not updating when adding and removing groups from RFC. So change task, user list not updating, removing. Alright, so log into Nearbeach, open up an existing RFC, modify the groups, i.e. all groups. So we're in RFC, we can add in a new group, let's say empty group. I should have had the network tab open. So it posts this. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to clear all this. So it posts and then doesn't update that list. Or maybe not. Empty group, no group. QA team. Looks like it's doing it. Change task users list not updating when adding removing groups. Alright, so it looks like it's. So if we remove the QA team, hasn't removed them, but it will add them. Alright, and this was added a while ago too. I can't wait till I absolutely clean house with all these bugs. 0.30 is going to be, we're hoping for a stable branch. Yeah, alright. Sorry, I'm just thinking about this particular one at the moment. I can hijack something. When I say hijack, I can pretty much reuse what I've been doing. Sorry, I'm just double checking my shoes again. They're getting a little drier, which is nice because I'll need them tomorrow. Which also reminds me, Melbourne weather. Oh, I can look it up on my phone. All right, let's go over into here. What have I changed in here? I've gotten rid of the consoles. Okay. Hey, I need to figure that bug. Okay, cool. So this is change user list not updating when adding removing groups from RFC. Now this. All right, log into NearBeach, open up existing RFC, modify the groups, remove all groups, add change task, edit. Oh, this is no longer needed. All right. Technically fixed due to the fact that new change. Oh, wait. We've still got the QA and so forth users. Discard that. Yep. So if I hit refresh. Okay, so groups and users. Let's cut that down to admin. Let's just refresh. So we do actually have a secondary bug, which I do want to actually key in a minute. So we've got the run tasks in here. So a run task will only be QA user, admin user, sorry. And if we add in the QA team, it should give us everyone from the QA team. So we go in, you change task. It doesn't. All right. So that's the bug. As for the other bug, you know, I don't know how I would fix that. Cause yeah, there's a problem with fixing that. How will I get that information over here to trigger it? And it's the problem. Now I could essentially have that group information placed up into VueJS. So the store management sort of stuff, but I've got to think, where else am I going to be using that information? That's useful to have if I'm using it in multiple places. Saves me having to feed up and down, and that might actually have to be done. But that is affecting a massive part of NearBeach, because there's a lot of places that use groups and users. Okay, cool. So first off, deleting group from groups and users does not update. It's the new add user list. Alright, so method 1, log into NearBeach. 2, open up a project/task. 3, go to the groups and users section, add a group, add a new user. Expected results, users from the new group be in the list. Actual results, user list has not been updated. Now the good thing is, if I do actually switch things to a more of a triggered at the store end, I can put in a lot more code up there. I can add in trigger events, I can do this, I can do that, and it will work independently of everything else. And then everything else will render because of it. Yes. Because the last thing I want to do is pass through 2 queries to the back end that are getting the same data. Because that's just messy. And I want to pass data up and pass it across and down and all that kind of stuff if it's not necessarily needed. So this priority is actually normal at the moment. This is just a simple bug. This is submitted. This is going to be assigned to me. This is a MISC. And we're just going to create it. Now, one way to fix this, so under groups and users, we minimize everything. We could potentially have a look at this to quickly see, because it'll be good to see what the structure is for this, to see if we can actually get the data out of it and put it in the VueJS and store it up there. A lot of objects will use that data. All right, so it's not like it's a one-off thing like some of the stuff in the VueJS. So source, JavaScript component, modules, submodules. This is groups and users module. So there's the add wizard. Update group list event. Yeah, all right. Refresh and all that kind of stuff. So it might be an idea to put this upstream, because we're already got going up and down. So update group list event. Let's see what this does. Sends in data. Refresh user list boolean equals true. Yeah, it looks like this is getting more and more complicated. Okay. Okay, let's get familiar with myself here. We've got update group list, we've got update user data, which is here. If we scroll all the way up, so that's add group wizard. Sorry. And the add user wizard. So essentially we want to, when a group's added, we update the group list here and we refresh the user list boolean, which is this, which is a true false sort of statement. Default by false. When it gets changed to true, there should be a watch on this. Maybe not. Oh, it goes downstream to do it. Yeah, this is... That's... Yeah, all right. We constructed this better. Yeah, I'm gonna have to write up a ticket for this. I'm gonna have to sit down and pretty much study all this code. This is, yeah. Okay, straight off the bat, I am linking this. Link issue. This will be the same as 920. Okay, so it links. They're related. All right. So, simple fix. But it's the 920 that we want to talk about. So we'll need to refactor the group and user setting. Currently, the data methods it uses won't support fixing this issue. Potential solution: move both the groups list and users list, potential groups list and potential users list into the VueJS storage. From there, we can have simple methods to either manipulate the data, or we could refresh the data from source using a simple trigger. All right. So that's probably going to be it for that. It's just going to be one of those things. Okay. I spelled solution wrong. Alright. This one's going to be racking my brain all night. I'm just going to look at the other current issues. So we're going back up to 33, so there's 70 bugs in the Jesus. All right. It's going to be, let's say I'm going to be happy when I defeat a lot of these. So having the user list upstream is going to, up in storage is going to help for this too, because we've got this here where if we want to change the lead, we can have a simple modal that will actually get that information from the VueJS. If we've got a project or something like that, we don't use it on any of these other ones. Personally do in RFC. Kanban, I don't think we use groups and stuff in Kanban. No, I don't think we use it here in Kanban. One thing which I do actually want to check out is reload 2 megabytes. All right, cool. I could probably get that compressed down even further. Yeah. All right, with GZ. Tiny mouse stuff is, yeah. Just double checking in here. Notes, users. Yes, we do use users in here. So actually having it at the store level makes sense here, because we can just trigger it and be like, all right, watch this space. That will yeah, that will have to do. All right, let's go through other bugs. It looks like I'm just gonna not solve any tonight, but actually comment them up and think about them. Users cannot pause RFCs. I do believe we can now. Oh, can't pause the RFC itself? Okay, that is... We'll need to implement a button on the RFC information itself. Hi, how are you? I hope you're going well. I am going to be finishing stream in about 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I'm just going through bugs at the moment and just writing up notes. It's been a cold day today. I'm glad I didn't ride into work today. And now I can pronounce your name. Ah, solve the cube. Alright, cool. Gives me a good break. Alright, secret screen. Alright, what color would you like? Oh, by the way, the colors you can pick are yellow, blue, orange, white, green, and red. Blue? Alright. So this color is this will be the blue face. I can't talk at the moment. Another reason why I'm gonna probably finish stream early tonight. I'm just exhausted. So there's blue, and then from there we just do the 2 layers, and then we do the top, and then we just put the last pieces in place, and there we go. How's your night been, at least? I've actually got the heater on, but the heater's on because I'm drying my shoes. Well, Lily, sorry. Come here. Yeah, and Lily's here too. They're getting dry. Oh, by the way, I tried drying my runners in the dryer. For some strange reason, the dryer will stop after 2 minutes. I think it's weight censored, that if there's nothing in there, it will just automatically switch off. So, yeah, that was really annoying. Alright, duplicated code, new Kanban link wizard, new requirement link wizard. Oh, this is telling me the function search term modal under the watch could potentially place in a mixin. Yeah, alright. Yeah, it's got a bunch of sensors and all that kind of stuff in it. I know it works because I had to dry sheets last weekend. And hey, Nocturnal, how are you? I hope you're going well. It's just annoying that when I want to actually dry my runners, I can't. So I'm kind of doing something which you shouldn't be doing. Is I've got the oil heater and I've rested the shoes on top of it. And I should have done this earlier in the day because it would have worked. I tell you what, I am going to give the cats a treat. You're alright. I got the week off, so I had to lay in off fair enough. Alright, here's Lily. Yeah, I'm hoping it dries soon too. I've got paper towels also shoved in them. I should get some newspapers. In your bed? Oh, you don't know that command. Alright, back up. Sweetie. There you go. that air? Did Max come in? Max! Alright, you just get one more. Oh yeah, I've got to charge my light tonight too. I guess I am leaving really early, so the worst case scenario. Yeah, she is cute, but she's she doesn't get on well with socks at all. She will literally bully socks. So yeah, socks is at Hotel Ma at the moment. Yeah. She will literally annoy the hell out of socks to the point that socks will just crack the absolutely heebie-jeebies. Alright, I'm not going to look at the duplicated code just yet. That should be an easy task. Users cannot pause RFCs, we just need to update that. RFC users cannot update change leads. Yes, I was just about to put this in. So when we have at Max treats for him, he didn't come in. He didn't. He must be treated out. Alright, so this one I'll need to implement a little modal and all that kind of stuff. It's a pretty simple thing to do. It'll become this. Change lead, dialog appear, saving will hit the endpoint and update the lead. VueJS will update the record on local computer. Alright, I'm going to put in another note. We'll need to wait until the potential user list is in the VueJS store. That way we don't need to retrieve that data. Separately. Alright, so I'm gonna add that in. I'm gonna link this issue to the well, it'll be linked to that, but it'll also be linked to the other one, which is the I've already forgotten that, the 9 something. 920. Alright, so I'm going to close that. Link task in Kanban board does not have object link inside description. Yeah, I've got to think about that one. So essentially, if I link an object, let's say it is a project, I'm like, all right, let's link in this project. I want that title to update frequently. I also want when someone's in here, there's the object link. I want that to be read-only. And I want the details actually read-only and ported in from that object too. But at least we can do that. We also need to visually state on the board itself that it is a linked object, and I don't know how at the moment. I could do it by adding a band over here, or a lock, or an icon, or something like that. Yeah. Alright, fix the method linked list. It's too complicated. Oh yeah, that's not gonna happen tonight. Submit bad username when creating new users throws up unidentified error. Login as admin, navigate admin users, create a new user. When creating a new user username that should not work, i.e. team leader, no, it's a space, submit user. Expected results, user told that the username is not valid, does not send response to backend. I get a 400 error. All right, cool. So this is where you validate. View validation. All right. And just having a look. We've got required, we've got email. As mentioned, validation rules are defined objects by the validations method we'll use to refer those validations. So you can now use a component of a list. Pre-validate 2 validations was allowed to be an object as well as a function. This is still available for that, but discouraged. Please use migrate to method instead. All right. So they're still using. All right. VueValidate comes with a set of validators that live inside that package, which must be installed separately for a full list. All right. Let's have a look. So we've got required max length. Required, yep, that's fine. Required if. All right, I don't need that. Required unless don't need. I don't need a min length. Max length. Min value. This is all good to know that I have access to this. Between alpha num, might be alpha num. We might need this. All right. Anyway, I'm going to quickly grab a drink. We're going to play around with this one bug. I think I can solve it tonight. All right, I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. What's up, Lily? No, stone scratches? She's like, no, not really. All right, we're gonna have a look at alpha num. So if we close this, we'll go open this up. So this is part of the administration users. So if I close this, I go administration users. One other thing, git status, git diff. All right. Git. Set hard. npm run watch. So we're just rebuilding. Rebuilt. Now what we want to do is we want to go administration users. I need to close this. I need to make sure that the view, it is. Thank you. It worked today. I actually want to go users. It says search group. All right, this is a really silly bug. searching for users has spelling incorrect word. Method one. I'm just going to put in search groups on the search users page should be called search users. This is normal. This is a bug. This is submitted. This is assigned to me. This is users and groups. All right, gonna hit save. Correct that. I am going to close these other ones at the moment so we still focus on the task at hand. So let's fix up this very quick and easy one. This is just called search users. So what we want to do, we want to go to our code. We want to minimize everything just because I like collapsing everything very quickly just to search for stuff. Now this is under search, so search users, and it's search users. Git status, git add, source, git status, git commit. And I am just going to really commit this one bug very, very quickly. Bug fix, bang it in, hit push. And npm run watch. I should also make note search objects, search groups is search groups, search customers, search tags is tags, permissions. So I think it was the only one that was affected. So I'm gonna close all once again. We have finished with this bug. Ready for retesting. Didn't take too long. Submitting a bad username. So we need a validation on this. So if we go and create a new user, so it'll be administration users, and then add new user. It looks like we do have validation on here already. This is the new user, so we want to go over here, go users, new user. It looks like we do actually have a validation in here. I noticed that it's not popping up here when we type it out. So notice how it comes up with the error, which is all good and dandy, but it doesn't pop up with anything here. And in fact, we could get rid of this error and actually just have red text pop up. So, this is different now, as we've discovered today. So I'm going to have to go through a lot of the validation and shake it out to make sure that it is actually working on every single object, which is going to be a bit annoying. I'm not looking forward to that at all. All right, okay, sorry, just quickly, okay, so we're going to go down here. We don't need max length in here. We need required an email, but we also need alphanumeric. So I'm actually going to put this stuff. I'm actually going to do it like this, just in alphabetical order. So we've got our data, we've got our required email, email, first name, last name, password, username. This will be the alphanum. So going straight up here. Now, if if we actually have a look at the getting started, with the rendering and all that kind of stuff, that must put in the class error if I'm kind of leaning on this because we could have multiple errors, but in reality, I mean, I can get away with getting rid of all of this. Dollars errors dot length greater than 0. And please supply a suitable username. So instead of having something else, but I tell you what, we'll just play around with this. If I hit refresh, hit add new user, bang. Right, please supply a suitable username. But what if we actually copy what they're doing here? So I'm just going to copy it and apply the same sort of logic down here. So input errors, all right, sweet, error message. We are just having it as error. Like so. We wait a couple of seconds. And we hit reload. And we cry a little. Because I forgot to actually update this to username model. Wait a couple of seconds, can hit reload, and hit this. So value is required. So it does pop down here. There's part of the label. It would actually, we would want it kind of out. I do prefer it lining up like this. I mean, we can still do this error message in a span. We can have a few spans linked up. Like so. So if we just save that and we hit refresh, and we hit this, we've got a couple of spans lined up. Now, if we have A, B, and then hit, the value must be alphanumeric. Yeah, all right. So that will work. Now we're just gonna, I like this. All right, I think this takes out all the hard work. But I feel like that could be easily a component. Because it's rather repetitive. This is just absolutely repetitive over and over and over again. Hell, it can be. Can it be playing JavaScript as a mix-in? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these spans. I'm going to put in span class equals error. A simple v4 equals error of $username model $dollars errors, with the key being the error dot UID. And then we just have error dot dollars message in here, and we end our span. Now, to make it look nicer, there's that. I don't think we need to worry if there's multiple, because a lot of the times there won't be. I feel like this can actually potentially belong in a simple mix-in, where we key in the data, but then it sends back the information. Don't know how safe that is. But there's nothing wrong with doing something like this. But yeah, it would be nice if we just need a function where we key that in, and then it'll look nicer here. And we can use a component and just implement it everywhere. Alright, I'm going to hit refresh. So if we go %A and click on that, I like it. But yeah, I'm just wondering about the mix-in. I'll have to think about that. Okay. So at the moment, that is fine. I'm going to hit save for that. I'm going to cancel that. I am going to actually put in a thing that I want to actually implement. So we're going to the prod version of NearBeach at the moment, which is getting looking older and older every single day. I update stuff. I'm like, damn, I need that here, and all that kind of stuff. But that being said, it is actually good to see the changes I've been making. So this is administration. So what we want to implement, no, this is actually standardized sort of stuff. I'm going to put this under projects. So standardize the view the date functionality. So bang. Now we don't actually have code in here whatsoever, which is really annoying. Nor can I send up a picture or anything like that. So if I copy this, paste it in here, but if I try and, no, I can't do any of that. Let's just do code and code. Notice we could potentially move this to a mixin/component, and then just call the validation mixin/component where needed. So yeah, we could potentially just see if we can throw something together very quickly. So what we need is we'll need this. And that's it. So we go down here, we'll go mixins. We go new file, validation mixin, validation rendering mixin .js. Export default. I'm just trying to remember. Export default. Upload mixin. That's the upload mixin. Yeah, yeah. Might be easier as a component. But where would we put it in here? It'll be under its own folder. It won't be, yeah, validation. So new folder, validation, new file. What do we want to call it? It'll be validation rendering .vue. All right, and then we've got template, and then end template. We've got script, which will be none of this. Export default, name, straight off the bat, validation rendering. We've got props. So error list. Type will be of an object or array. It's That's actually a really good question. So if we go here, it'll be an array, won't it? And then default will be a simple return empty array. Alright. And the template will be our span stuff. So it'll be this. But instead of the dollars and all that kind of stuff, it's going to just be the error list. And that should be it. It's a simple, very easy component, very small. But it means we could get rid of this. So if I split this out, validation, and then import validation rendering from validation rendering.vue, and then I've got the components, which I don't have in here. Components, that's like this, and then I've got validation rendering like so. Up here I should just have validation rendering v-bind and then it'll be error list equals b dollars dot username model dot dollars errors, and then end that there. And hey, Pip and Vin, I hope you're going well. Yes, this is Lily. Socks is currently at Hotel Mum. So yeah, this is Lily, my partner's mother's cat, who does not get on well with Socks whatsoever. So they're overseas at the moment, so I'm looking after Lily. Socks is at Mum's, at Hotel Mum's. And she's probably hiding underneath the bed wishing she had treats. So yeah. Yeah, this is the one that doesn't get on well with Socks. So yeah, she's like that. And if you're lucky, if Max walks in and she sees Max, she actually lets out a massive sigh. It's like type of sigh. Like, it's very audible. So yeah, if you're lucky, you'll hear it. So we've got that there, we've got that there. I'm gonna hit this, I'm gonna hit, there we go, perfect. So we can standardize everything now to be a lot simpler in our code, and that should be so much better. So we actually want to create a new issue. Update all validate rendering errors. Alright, we have implemented a new component that will accept the errors and render them. This makes the logic on the page a lot easier to read. The new component can be found under new user component. And then we're just gonna, we're literally just gonna copy this, come in here, we're gonna paste in code. We're gonna see if we can, yep, we can do that. Notice how much easier it is to read now. So yeah, a lot easier to read. We are actually going to make this a critical, because we do want to actually implement this over the whole entire thing very quickly, and it's something we can actually do pretty quickly. This is each misc. But at least this bug's fixed. Submitting bad username is now ready for retesting. We're just going to go in here and actually update this everywhere. So instead of all this code here, we're actually deleting lines of code, and we're making it a lot smaller and easier to read. So yeah, once again, delete this. We can actually write it in very validation rendering, a vbind, and then error list. We can type it out pretty fast too. $v dot a last name model dot $errors, being plural, and then we just finish the code right there. In fact, I'm just going to copy that for the email. And once again, this should now just absolutely just shorten this completely. So email model. Add new user, alright, sweet. So if we wait a little bit and we hit refresh, and we hit add new user, we don't have those yet. Give it a couple more seconds, we'll hit refresh. Am I building this? No, I'm not. npm run watch. Sorry, I'm not building it at all. That's why it isn't working. Alright, let's see how my runners are faring. Alright. Sorry, my runners got soaked. Alright. Let's hit refresh. Let's hit add new user. Now we do need passwords done and so forth like that. Let's see if they're validated. Password, they are validated. So we can actually put that in right now. We can be with the label. So we'll just bang this, like so, bang this, bang it in here, and then what we want is password to model. Same up here, bang this, and then password one model. Alright. And now we just wait a little bit, and then we hit refresh, and then we hit reload. Wait a second. Now, I'm going to get rid of this error. I think at the time when I was creating this, it would have been good, but nowadays we don't need that. We just return. And it might be one of the things where we can get rid of that mix-in now. Because this is very, very simple. So this is it. This is all the code that is here. I don't think we need this mix-in anymore. Which is fine. Once again, we're simplifying the code, making it easier. Everyone's happy. So hit refresh, boom. All right, we've got the value is required everywhere. The email, let's be like, yeah, let's just put that. Not a valid email address. Here's a valid email address. Don't know if that is, yeah, I don't know. I can't use the alphanumeric on that one. Numerator, sorry. Values required. All right, cool. I'm happy with how that's set up. I am going to hit save. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to go over to this, submit a bad username. I'm going to copy this. I'm probably going to call it there tonight. It's 9:20. So git status, git add source, git status. We don't need to worry about the components. So we've got the new user and the validation rendering. So git commit bug fix, and then git push. All right, let's find someone to raid. we haven't rated Prismatic Dev in a while, so let's rate him. Yeah, and good night. Thank you very much. I am really fucking tired at the moment. So yes, have a good night, everyone. Let's raid on over. I am burning out pretty quickly, so I'm off to bed. I've got to wake up really, really early. But yes, it's been a productive stream tonight. We've got some bugs done, not a lot. We've got some planning for some massive changes with bugs. This validation stuff is going to be huge. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be nice actually having all the validation stuff up to what the document standard is nowadays. I think it's been a while. So yeah. All right, thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Yeah, here it is. Here it is. Roboticide. Hello, hello, and welcome, Raiders. Hello, hello.